Good day. If I forgot to include yesterday's giveaway in the video, I posted it on Telegram. So, if you haven't checked Telegram, go take a look and see if your name came up or not. What is the giveaway? The way it works is, during the first hour after I post an analysis, I say 3 words or a sentence in 3 parts. If you comment that within the first hour, you'll be entered into the giveaway. That's all there is to it, okay? $100. Every analysis, one person gets $100. Now, whether you want to buy a prop firm account with it or do whatever else you want with it, the market, First off, they're putting a bit of pressure on the prop firms to get rid of these ridiculous definitions. The camera is crooked too. I don't know, you can't get it straight like before. Even the tripod is crooked. I'll fix this later. First off, they're putting pressure on Trump to get rid of these ridiculous definitions, and with the law, they can do some things about it. But then there are loopholes, so he doesn't have to implement it. He doesn't listen to them, whatever. They're fighting their own battles. On the other hand, because the government is basically shut down, the interest rate is definitely going to go down, 100%. That's the situation. Now, well, if the interest rate is going to drop, that's good for the market. It's profitable. But here, the main point is to see which side has more power. If the US and China don't reach an agreement, the stronger side will win out in our market because it makes the situation unstable. If things aren't stable, people won't know exactly, for example, in our own language, we can't even predict roughly what the market will be like in 6 months. The market can't go risk on unless people are confident enough to say, for the next 6 months, we can be bullish. Then, when they themselves start buying, it helps the bullish trend and makes it even stronger. So, if the interest rate drops, the market will turn green and we'll move forward. In the long run, the impact is more positive. I mean, the news itself doesn't have much of an immediate effect. It's more about when companies and people go to refinance their loans or get new ones, and that takes a bit of time. The real impact of the interest rate on the market takes a while to show up. Just like last time, when the interest rate changed, about 2 weeks later the market hit $125,000, but it didn't happen the very next day. So, the news about the interest rate will definitely come out, and it has nothing to do with the US government. It's another organization that announces the interest rate. So, the government shutdown doesn't affect that at all. Yesterday, I posted about this on the channel. If you saw it, you probably opened a position quickly. Whether you saw it before me or at the same time as me, the market made a pullback to the T3 level and gave an entry. Yesterday, I told you how we can have both a long and a short position at the same time. This is just a small example of management. Right now, you have an open short position in profit, and you also have an open long position in profit. Basically, for investments under $200,000, this strategy doesn't really make much sense. I just wanted you to experience it together at least once to see what it's like. Later, if you want, you can read more about it on your own. I'm not planning to teach filters and volume for now. Okay, it's like a game. There are 3 planned moves. You fill them out in Excel, and you set those aside. I just wanted us to take a quick look. Now, what should we do with this position we're closing? Right now, you have 1 long position in profit and 1 bet in profit. You had these 2 bets, one of them, which was a huge hedge, we took profit on. We did all this, and I talked about it. Now, we still have 1 open bet in profit and 1 long in profit. Do you wait for one of them to settle? So, you're not taking profit on any of them, or are you going to close them? Your long position gets settled, and your short position, after that, do we start taking profit? Because we're at that point in the market where, if the market goes down and your long gets settled, our downtrend continues. Or if the market goes up and your short gets settled, we're moving toward building a new structure. So right now, taking profit doesn't really make sense, nor does anything else. If we open a new position today, it's different. The previous two are considered as one position. From now on, any new position we open, whether short or long, will be managed separately. We'll manage their risk, take profits on them, and so on. The trader's strategy might come into play later, in line with the trend. There's talk about candlesticks, and everyone's involved, meaning, with all our knowledge and candlestick analysis, how can we identify the direction of the trend? If we can identify the market trend, we've already covered 80% of the path from a technical perspective. The rest is just a bunch of games to see which one you're in. The rest is just some games, and you have to see which game you like more. You have to make sure the 3 candles don't go past 5 o'clock. I'll provide the analysis for the top 10 coins first so we can see what the situation is like for these guys. For example, I analyze Ethereum daily. We check conditions for XRP, TRX, BLM, HLAD to see situations. Before that, let's see which is dominant. If we discuss it often, as long as it's in this box 59.7, 59.3, as long as it's in this range, for taking your position or figuring if more money wants to flow into Bitcoin. Is it profitable? In profit, does more money want to go into Bitcoin? Or in a downturn, does less money want to leave Bitcoin? To figure this out, is it better to look at it candle by candle? What does that mean? It means, for example, at 1 or 1:30, you get up. This is real, not just theory. At 2:30 or 1:30, you look here and see that for now, the trend is showing a certain direction. The first candle is a strong green, then the next one is red, and after that, another red. So, what conclusion does that give you? This would tell you that, at that moment, maybe Ethereum was moving more in terms of percentage. For example, here it moved 4%, while our dear Bitcoin moved 2.5 or 3%. I mean, from a candlestick perspective, when we analyze candle by candle, at that moment, because you're looking at it with a certain model, with a certain strategy, you can also use that same strategy to decide. Is it better for me to go long on Bitcoin right now, or should I go long on an altcoin? By candle, I mean, try to understand this better, grasp it more clearly. Oh, and another point about the comments, since there are a lot of them, I can't see all the comments. If you have a question or a topic, I always pin a comment under the video, so write it there so I can check it. For the Big Unix bonus, guys, deposits will start from today. If you don't get your bonus within 24 hours, come to the Liminal bot, open a ticket, or give me your ID so I can follow up. Because Saturday and Sunday are holidays, and they start working on Monday, so keep that in mind. I just saw this randomly in the comments, since there are a lot of comments now. So if you have a question, ask it under the pinned comment. Don't forget that, okay? All right, first of all, I already explained this strategy, so that's settled. Let's get straight to the point. So, based on this dominance, as long as it's inside this box, the plan stays the same. If it breaks above 59.7, we can say it's bullish in the short term. If it breaks below 59.3, we can say it's bearish in the short term. This current trend doesn't really give us anything special. Overall, our trend is somewhat bullish, but it doesn't mean much. The trend we're seeing here right now doesn't really matter. We could easily look at it on the daily and say, if you consider it this way, what's better? It's better to consider this wave. It came up to year, it gave this move, and now it's moved up to year, so this one is the same. Right now, it's stuck at 38%. Then it could continue again from here. But really, don't get too technical with Bitcoin dominance. Just get the feel for it, understand the concept, and look at it in the simplest way possible. That's it. Right now, the market has a bit of a bullish vibe. What state is it in? The green candle level has a bullish vibe. So from now on, either Bitcoin itself has a bullish meaning and you can position on it, or Bitcoin dominance has a bullish meaning and you can position on it. For example, with this Bitcoin dominance we're seeing now, if it goes green up here, what did total do in these conditions? It rose from this limited range, and that's good, this rise. Does that mean we've turned bullish? No, there's still a long way to go before this chart comes and tells us we've turned bullish. It means either we need to test 3.52 again, or we need to make a higher low, or there are some resistances here that we have to break above and confirm. We haven't even gone above 3.75 yet to make a higher low. If we do, then fine, we can say our short-term trend has turned bullish. That means in our low wave cycle, the trend has changed and we've become bullish. Even in our mid-wave cycle, the range is bullish. So, should we jump in and open a long position? Okay, for now, but it's still moving in a limbo zone. So, just take it easy. For those opening positions, that's what total long means. These numbers right now don't mean much to us. For example, at 1.52, you need to see a reaction, make a higher low, not go below 1.49, or get a good confirmation. If it's a sharp move up, even if you missed it, be happy because the market has made things clear for you. Our trend is bullish, and if it gets strong, we can easily see more long positions. Total sum, same thing. These triggers here, the numbers themselves aren't that important. The coins themselves matter more. For example, if XMR breaks 319.48 on the 1-hour chart, that's more important. Or if SUI breaks this level here, we have another level at 2.643. If it breaks, that's better. For example, if ZEC breaks this level, I don't have a trigger to enter yet, better to wait. If Litecoin breaks this level, again, I don't have a trigger to enter, better to wait. You really have to act like a whale here. If the move up comes with increased volume, well, yes, the volume is increasing, but the move up isn't there yet. That's the problem. The candles are tiny, one after another. If the move up comes with increased volume, you can catch it with a 50 candle and open a position. Look, you don't have to open a position on everything. We're not supposed to open positions on the whole world, except for those days or times when it's really time to slowly start opening positions, okay? Let's look at USD. You dropped from here, hit this spot, showed a reaction, and bounced back up. This is a good candle, really good. These reactions are good. On the daily, it's coming down, but I'm telling you, don't rush. This move isn't fully formed yet to give us confirmation. It might come down to here and then make this move again. So this move needs to be completed first. So, any position you open right now, if you're feeling anxious, that's not the right mindset. Just know that the chart structure isn't fully formed yet, so the market could move against your position, against this short-term trend you're trading with. It could go the other way. I want you to open your position with this perspective in mind. That means, if you open a position now, don't hold on to it unless you have a hedge in place. So, let me think through the rest of the analysis, check out a few more coins, and if I come to a conclusion, I'll let you know. If not, I'll also let you know. For the top 10 coins I've analyzed for you, I'll announce there whether to keep the position open or not. For now, what's on my mind is that if you're opening a new position, do it with a recipe for entry and take profit. Unless you've opened a hedge, USD is waiting to give us a trigger at 4.83. So far, there's been no trigger. Many altcoins are giving us better setups. What's USD saying here? It's still telling you to forget about spot, leave us alone, just let me make a big candle and go up. Let it make a big move, like maybe a 30% jump to 40x or 7. It wants to break this level so you can comfortably enter at 40x or 7. Look for a 10%, 13%, or 30% move, and then open your position. At that time, we'll be bullish, Bitcoin dominance will be dropping, USD will be dropping, and Bitcoin will be moving up, so you can comfortably go for your spot entry. Right now, in the meantime, I might want to, honestly, it doesn't make much sense to act now. You might be tempted, like you're waiting for Link to hit $17, and you've been waiting for a while. But you should be waiting for Link to hit $17 with the right structure, not just for the price itself. Wait for $17 with the right setup and environment, so you can have a bullish trend and money can flow into altcoins. That's what you should be waiting for. Remember this later, so you don't get frustrated about prices. You're waiting for a package of events, and the smallest part of that is the coin reaching a certain price. Don't just wait for a coin to hit a specific price. Wait for the right structure to form, or for money to flow in, or you don't know, or there's nothing outside, or you're just repeating the same word again, my dear Archie. If you write it wrong, the bot won't find you. I had to mention this. In a downtrend, a small green candle is logical. Actually, it makes perfect sense for our candle to be this small. It's totally reasonable that after this, in the last 3 days of the month, which is also the start of the next week, some strange things might happen. That Friday when I said to write it down somewhere, it wasn't just for you. I needed the reminder myself too. It makes sense for this candle to be a small one. There shouldn't be any major moves. What's the situation on the daily chart? We've reached a very important range called 108,000 to 106,000, 108,000 to 106,000. We've reached this range and we're reacting to it. For now, our buying isn't very strong. The only thing I keep mentioning to you is that this trend is weaker than the main trend. So, the weakness of the trend. We're seeing a weak trend. Our sellers are weaker compared to before. If this continues, or if we get a candle this big and red, and it doesn't even let buyers create a shadow to the upside, like we talked about, if you see a shadow going up, you should just leave, you really should. At that point, none of this makes sense anymore. If you came here and took a loss or whatever, the reason one of the positions had a good stop loss was exactly this trend weakness. If there hadn't been this trend weakness, our stop loss wouldn't have worked. I mean, if there hadn't been this trend weakness, we would have come here and up here. Yes, we had a short position without a stop loss, and we lost its profit. Now, do we have any triggers in this area or not? For now, do these even mean anything? Really, 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 54 of them, okay. I mean, even the name 25 is just now starting to have some meaning from here on. And 99 doesn't mean anything at all. The effect of this candle needs to be eliminated. because this is extra data. If we want to calculate this in statistics and probability, we remove it. That means, for us, it's considered an outlier. In momentums, it takes much longer for this effect to go away. For example, I'm not saying that with RSI, if you come here, that's it, we're done. No, not at all. For now, the candle itself is still in play. It's still free. Now, what about the candles themselves? You need to wait patiently, really patiently. If the trend is coming down sharply like this, we have to see if there's any reaction for us here or not. If there isn't any reaction, still, we don't do anything with it. In this move, it doesn't give a bad stop. If we say, I'll put it here, you won't get a good risk to reward. There's a 1% chance, yes, it could move like that, but that 1% isn't useful for us to open a position. You won't get a good risk to reward. These are very important points. Next, we have 113 and 731, then 115. That means you have all these important levels and triggers. There's no need to get stuck on this trigger to see if it reaches the main level. If it gets rejected from here, if it can make a higher low, or if it wants to slowly come down again. So here, you have to wait and watch these moves. Here, it needs to make a move at a level for you so your structure can form again. If it breaks down, it could go to 109, then come back up for you again. It gives you a single setup there. You didn't break it bit by bit. Please, as the farmers said, if it closes 4 hours below this level, they'll jump out. I didn't close it. I made a good decision, too. I said I'd wait and close it here after 4 hours. I'm not unhappy with my decisions. There wasn't much profit in the decision either. For example, Golan moved about 4%. That position down there really needs to be managed. For those of you who are still holding that, I still recommend waiting for those 4 hours. For the BTC we bought in spot, like I said, we're holding until 100. 100 is our exit. When the time comes, I'll tell you how to exit. Because after we exit, we need to set up a stop order for ourselves with a stop loss, so if our decision was wrong, we don't run into trouble. Why didn't you talk about the short position? Guys, in our VIP group, we don't have any short positions at the moment. Wherever it hits, comes, or drops lower, moves, even if it comes down a bit, it won't trigger for you. This downward move isn't something we can catch. Someone's strategy might be like, wow, it came to this order block. The higher time frame has come up. It's pulled back. Now it's going to fill the orders. I'll even add more before the change of character, and I'll open my position for the level. They never add such big extra positions, and they're so greedy on the lower time frames. Well, it's up to you, but these two strategies aren't really important for you. That's it, nothing else. It makes it weak. It won't let you catch them. It won't let you open the position. It does. I could have. I could have. For now, it's just keeping itself alive. If Bitcoin breaks 37,030 in the next half hour, that's the point where the market was bullish. 37,030 was the level that, if it broke, the market would have been bullish. You have to have at least one position open on Ethereum. You can't not have a position open. There are a few points I can show you on the 4-hour chart. Now, if you didn't open here, you won't open this one either, and you won't open this one either. If you open 4,284, and if you missed out here, you have to open 4,534. And 4,757 won't be easy to open either. The chances of getting stopped out here are pretty high. Either you miss out, or you will probably get stopped out 4 to 5 times at that level before we even get there. In the bullish trend, you should have at least tried something, done something for your positions. What should you do if you don't have that hedge or whatever? If we reach this level, be a bit more active behind the chart, be a bit more hands-on. At the first rejection or the first non-engulfing candle you see, take some profit. Don't get greedy, take some profit at your entry point. For example, instead of taking 25% profit, take 50% profit. Set a stop loss at a good spot for these positions. If that stop gets hit, then you can trigger a short position. That's a good sign to tell you that this bullish trend wasn't really a trend. That's a good sign. Do this for the new position. For example, if Ethereum comes here and wants to break 4,664, open your position then. What about that one? Take profit on that one too. Let me tell you, at the very least, make it risk-free. You need to reach a conclusion, even set your stop loss to break even. Okay, because we're waiting for some good news in this market to give us a boost. Like Tehran saying, bro, it's China. Or China saying, bro, it's America. Or Powell saying, bro, it's Tehran. We're just waiting for someone to say, bro, so that our market can move up. Now, the individuals themselves aren't that important. It's the role of that position and its impact on the economy that matters. So, we can open 4,064 after the reaction. I also hear some comments that honestly get on my nerves a bit. A market that goes up and down just because of what one person says, well, that market is basically messed up. It's not about that one person. That one person can move gold. That one person can move US stocks. That one person can move the value and price of the dollar. That one person can move US bond yields. It's not about who they are, it's about their position, because they have power, because they have control, because they have the authority to make decisions and changes. And those changes, through a series of events, like a butterfly effect, end up impacting other parts of the economy. When they say something, people react based on how well they know them. This is what happens. It doesn't even matter how much weight the market has. Imagine if right now China announced, we don't want gold anymore, and from now on we're going to start selling our gold. We want to give gold to our people. We're opening up our gold reserves. Anyone who wants can come and buy gold from us. We think gold will still stay bullish, but it won't anymore. So, we have to look at both the country itself and also its position and occupation. The job of the person who's there. It doesn't matter what their name is. X and what they say, and the kind of influence or permission they want to give, these things have an impact. Yes, in a market with less depth, like crypto, you see the effects sooner and more strongly. In a market with much more depth, like US bonds, you see the effects later and less noticeably. But in terms of the amount of money, people in those spaces can also lose more because the market is deeper. You have to be a bit realistic about these things. Don't use these as an excuse for not having risk management or not writing scenarios or not being prepared. Keep in mind that there are about 30 or 40 influential people in the world's economy, and whenever they say something, something happens in the world. Yes, technical analysis can sometimes show you things before they even say anything. Technical analysis won't show Bitcoin making a candle like that on the 15-minute chart. It won't show 99% of your assets dropping to 1 cent. Technical analysis doesn't show these things. These come after, and strange events are happening behind the market. I mean, if technical analysis really showed everything, then at the top, people wouldn't be saying, let's take profit here, let's close our positions, let's open a buy order up there. If it was that simple, it would be a mistake to close this position, and that buy order up there would get triggered. Or if I knew they were going to mess with it like this, in what situation would I have known? There are 700 million nonsense Telegram channels. Just look at them. What was even our last word? Oh, and our last word, look, for my summary, the market needs to make a correction. It needs to form a structure, and then you can open a positional line. You can open a positional line, but just opening it randomly doesn't do any good. The Bitcoin dominance is still there, so you have to watch candle by candle to see whether it's better to open on Bitcoin or on altcoins. We're waiting for some positive news in the market, in my opinion, for something to happen, because I think the market is already numb to negative news. We're not even reacting to the Middle East wars anymore. We're really not reacting at all. The market just doesn't care anymore. It's like the market is so numb to war now that for the time being, unless two superpowers decide to go at each other, then maybe we'll see a reaction. That's my summary. I can't really put it any better in my summary. I'm thinking, can I really do it? It's 50-50. Thanks a lot for sticking with me through the video so far. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications too. Day and night, I just can't. Day and night, I just can't. Day and night, I just can't. Day and night, I just can't.